I am Angelo Tagoilo, and today I will be presenting my SciComm project. The objectives are the background, process, and results of classic conditioning while using Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, as the example. So, for the background, Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, is a billionaire playboy philanthropist who is also a superhero. He made a mechanical suit to fight crime and also runs Stark Industries, a company that originally belonged to his father. Iron Man first joins the Avengers Initiative to fight off threats to humanity, and in doing so fights in a battle against extraterrestrial beings coming through a portal, also known as the Battle of New York. While fighting in this war, he comes in contact with a nuclear bomb, and to save New York, he flies it through a portal into space for it to detonate and win. In doing so, he almost dies, and that is the conditioned stimulus for him. Now, the process is that in going through the portal, Iron Man has a near-death experience and goes through acquisition. Iron Man now goes through PTSD due to reminders or other situations that might remind him of the same event. Iron Man now experiences a condition that makes his adrenaline spike and makes him panic. In some cases, like in Iron Man 3, Tony Stark will experience daymares and panic attacks if the stimulus of a life-threatening situation or reminder of that battle is strong enough. As a result of this conditioning, Tony now feels that in many scenarios where battle takes place, that he has to protect others like he did in the Battle of New York. This has led into the movie Avengers: Age of Ultron, where he foresees a life-threatening event, and in order to prevent this, he creates Ultron to protect everyone. But spoiler alert, it didn't work. His plan to protect people was unsuccessful, and he ends up almost destroying the world. This is to do with the fear in response to the conditioned stimulus that he might lose someone to a life-threatening event. However, as seen in Iron Man 3, he eventually overcomes this conditioning by going through the process of extinction, and he becomes free from this condition. A couple of movies later, Tony Stark goes through a spontaneous recovery because of Thanos, erasing half of all life. Tony goes through a crisis where he believes he could have prevented the outcome and protected more people. Now for review, acquisition. Tony Stark gets an unconditional stimulus from the Battle of New York after almost dying and failing to protect people. The response to this event was that he feels the need to protect people and could experience panic attacks if he can't. Review for extinction is that the conditional stimuli are reminders of the event, or Tony's loved ones or himself are in a life-threatening situation. However, Tony later overcomes his conditioning through separating himself with the Iron Man suit and confronting his fears without it, and later on teaches this to Spider-Man. Now, an unmentioned note for extinction was that Tony Stark actually felt that the only way to protect people was with the Iron Man suit. Up until the end of Iron Man 3, Tony felt that only his technology could protect people. The extinction of this belief and in protecting people without the suit helped him overcome his PTSD and classical conditioning. For review for spontaneous recovery, going into Avengers: Infinity War, Tony no longer feels the need for his Iron Man suits to live his life and keeps one as a backup instead of multiple. However, at the end of Infinity War and at the beginning of Endgame, Tony later retracts his new beliefs and regrets not protecting people with his suits, because he feels that half of all life is now gone because he failed to protect people. He also has a panic attack and adrenaline spike when remembering the conditioned stimulus of multiple life-threatening events, and soon after he passes out. Iron Man's story of PTSD and overcoming learned conditioned responses is one of few that superhero movies address. As being one of the chosen few in superhero films that have gone through such mental conditions, Tony Stark perfectly portrays, from beginning to end, classical conditioning and PTSD. Thank you.